don't have any more lamps. It's about 5:30 in the morning. Jasper's just sort of waking up. It's his normal kind of waking up time between like 5:30. Usually now I get up because Heather looks after him up until sort of 5 a.m, you know, feeding and all that kind of stuff. And then from 5, I then start looking after him for these sort of few hours before work starts. It's getting dark now. We're nearly in September and it is getting dark now at this kind of time. When he was first born in June, it was fine. It was basically light at like 4 a.m. It was amazing. What am I doing? I don't even have a coffee and it's 5:30. Let's go get a coffee.
To her master's arm, a cruel trick it spread.
So it's been like over a week since I've released a vlog. Which I know is really bad, right? Because I've been saying, oh yeah, I want to do 3 a week. That hasn't been happening. There's a really good reason. You see, in about 2 days' time, oh my goodness, 2 days' time, I'm moving house.
Now the flame's been sold, your heart is growing cold.
And so for the last couple of weeks, we've been packing up our stuff, we've been getting things ready, we've been calling up every person that ever needs to be called to let them know that we're changing address. We're also trying to look for a house because we haven't actually got a permanent house to move to yet. So that's the other thing that's going on. And so life's felt a little bit chaotic, really. And so yeah, have you ever had that feeling that you kind of feel out of control of your life? Well, yeah, that's what I feel right now.
He's cursing God above.
You know, it's everything from not being able to light the room the way you want to because we've packed up our lamps, to instead of choosing to wake up early and get on with things, which is what I did before Jasper, now I have another person who is making me do that. Don't get me wrong, I think he's amazing, right? But he wakes me up. It's not me waking up and being like, I'm ready for the day now. To the sense that we don't really know where we're going to live in the future. We don't know what house we're going to live in, and we don't know what it's going to look like, and we don't know where it's going to be.
Five of the night.
It's a tricky thing because we all want to be in control, right? We all want control in our lives. My dog wants to control me. See, this is our bookcase that now has like no books on it really. Stuff. This is now empty. I don't know if you can see it from here. Yeah, behind that chair, just up there, is our day bed because our sofa's packed away. Well, no, we gave away our sofa, so don't have a sofa anymore. You know what? That's just part and parcel of it. Yeah, I feel like you've got choice. You've kind of got a choice. Either you can try and grip hold of your life so tightly and trying to be in control of everything, which to me doesn't make sense, because if you do that, then you are going to hit something at some point in your life that you are out of control in. And it's going to be horrible for you because you're going to feel the stress, you're going to feel the pain, you're going to feel the anxiety. Or you can kind of just acknowledge the fact that there are going to be times in your life when you're out of control, where you don't know what the answer's going to be, you don't know where you're going to be, you don't know where you're going to end up, you don't know what the result is going to be, you don't know how long the thing that you're going through is going to last. And I'm not saying we just need to sort of suck it up and get over it, but we do need to acknowledge that it's happening and that we're just going to have to sort of get through it at some point. I'm not going to lie, I felt stressed about this house move. It's been tricky, it's been hard. There are times when I'm like, really? We had a house and it fell through and stuff. And it's still unknown, right? But there's no point taking all my time and all my mental thinking and my mental energy into getting stressed about the fact that I don't have a lamp set up at the moment, and the stuff that I need to use is packed away, so I can't use it. And there's no point getting stressed about the fact that I don't quite know where I'm going to live in the future yet, because it's not like I'm going to be in this kind of state of limbo forever, or this state of transition forever. I don't need to be in control of my life in order to have a good life. I can live in transitions. You can live in sort of seasons of doubt and seasons of uncertainty and seasons of kind of maybe slight confusion. You just have a rumble in the jungle. Did you just have a rumble in the jungle? I think the trick is not about trying to control those situations, but it's about trying to live in them. How do you wake up feeling about these things? What do you do when you feel that worry coming on? It's nearly 6 o'clock now, so it's beginning to get a bit light outside, which is nice. I'm going to look after this little fella. I'm going to have my coffee and enjoy the early morning. It wasn't my choice to have, but I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm going to live in it anyway. Live in the transition, live in the season, have a coffee and all that kind of stuff. I'm moving house. Do you get it? I'm moving house. Moving. Let's get on with it. Let's move on. Oh man, I haven't done my hair. And I haven't got my glasses on. That's why I can't see very well as well. I'm looking in the screen like this. I'm sorry that there hasn't been many videos recently. That is the main reason. I remember when I made the first ever vlog of this, and one of the things I was talking about was priorities, and I said, you know, ultimately we say we don't have time to do stuff. And actually what I'm not saying, I didn't make videos because I didn't have time to make them. I didn't have videos because I didn't prioritise making them. And I kind of think quite rightly so, because ultimately I'm moving house and that takes up quite a lot of time and effort. And I mean like serious amounts of time. It's ridiculous how long it takes to move house. Have you ever done it before? It's mental. It's mental moving house. Don't ever do it. Don't do it. Stay in your homes. Like a zombie apocalypse. Stay in your home. And that's not to say that my priority will never be making these videos. I want it to be a priority, and it will become once we move house again. A lorry. It's just a case of finding the where I can put the priority into the day. So it's about going, okay, I've got to push aside other things that aren't priority in order that this can become one. I think it probably is pretty important, isn't it, to keep thinking about what's priority in your life. You know, what things in your life do you need to get out of the way and not do in order to do the priority things that you want to do. I remember I heard a talk once, and I saw it written in books as well, this idea that we all talk about having a to-do list, right? All the different stuff that you've got to do. But I read this book, and I've heard it spoken about before, that actually another good thing to have, maybe as well as the to-do list, or maybe even instead of, is a to not do list. You know, what is the stuff in your life you do at the moment that you're going to decide, you know what, I don't do that. And that might be some things that everybody else expects you to do. That might be stuff that you kind of think that you should be doing, but actually if you think about it, you don't really need to be doing. But it also might be stuff that you've just ended up doing and don't really want to be doing, you know? Like, I don't know, maybe watching TV. And there may be some good things that you decide not to do. I remember the speaker I heard mention this, like, not to do list. She said, you know, for me, I don't do baking. And I remember at the time thinking, what? Why is that on your not to do list? It doesn't need to be on either list, really. But she said, as a mum, she felt really pressured to do baking and like freshly make all this sort of baking stuff. And she felt pressure from other mums, from kind of culture and society, to be this kind of like amazing mum that did it all and baked everything. She decided, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I want to almost like be a creator rather than a consumer. So I'm trying to create more than I consume. So in my not to do list, I want to try and think of things that I'm currently consuming and decide not to do it. Maybe, for example, if I'm making YouTube videos, I want to not watch so many. Like, in one level you want to watch some, on one level you've got to watch some in order to see what's out there and what people are doing. But you don't want to sit there binging on YouTube for hours on end if you're trying to make YouTube stuff, because actually you'll just end up watching it and never putting your own stuff out there. So that's one of my not to do lists. What would be on your not to do lists in order that you might do your priority? Anyway, I'm in the middle of a dog walk. I've got loads of work to do today. I've got to go to work. I've also got to carry on packing up the house and all that kind of stuff. So let's get on with it. Bye, Bracknell. So what's on my not to-do list? Watching loads of TV, that's on my not to-do list. I just don't watch much. I'm sure there's tons of programs that I'm really missing out on that are amazing, but it's just not a priority. Like, don't get me wrong, when Stranger Things comes on in autumn this year, I am watching it 100%. But Game of Thrones, never seen it. Match of the Day every week, I don't really watch it. And I've even lost track of what the storyline is in EastEnders now. Although that doesn't really mean much anyway, and I'm sure after watching it for a minute I could probably catch up. Is Ian Beale still in EastEnders? He's gotta be still in EastEnders. Anyway, that is enough. That genuinely is enough now. I need to get home. I need to get on with the day, packing, working, etc. See you next time. Thanks for joining me today. Feel free to like the video if you enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber, and we'll see you soon. See you later.